All right, so let's get to it. Illinois State Representative Cam Buckner introduced a measure that seeks to change one of the definitions of the charge under Section 24 of the Illinois Criminal Code, which is Chapter 720, Illinois Compiled Statutes Act 5, namely unlawful use of a weapon. And he seeks to change it from unlawful use of a weapon to unlawful possession of a weapon. And see, this is one of the reasons that I am not Republican nor Democrat, not liberal or conservative. I am independent because I want to have the option to be able to support and give my voice for whatever that value may be to measures and things that I support based upon the evidence. And I wholeheartedly support this. See, as a former cop in Illinois, I've arrested people for unlawful use of a weapon. Did they use it? No, they didn't use it. They just simply possessed it when they weren't supposed to, right? Now, I've also arrested people for aggravated discharge or reckless discharge of a firearm. Also arrested people for aggravated battery with a firearm when you discharge that firearm and the bullet strikes the person where there was no legal reason to use that firearm and that bullet did not kill them, right? So I've arrested people for these things. I've also arrested people for homicide. So, I mean, having had experience in this, I can say there are differences, much to which I will argue the point. If we look at 720 ILCS 550 and 570, namely the Illinois Cannabis Control Act and the Illinois Controlled Substances Act, there is a difference between possession and use. We don't criminalize people for the use of narcotics. We do criminalize people for the possession of it. And so if they can clearly define within the Cannabis Control Act and the Controlled Substances Act that there is a difference between possession and use, then why not the same for Section 24 of the Illinois Criminal Code, that there is in fact a difference between possession and use. You possessed it, but other than the possession of it, there's no evidence to suggest that you've used it criminally beyond mere possession, right? And then when you use it, what, if anything, occurred with that use? Was it reckless discharge of a firearm where you shot the firearm multiple times? No one was hit, no one was struck, but the discharge was reckless in an uncontrolled or controlled, whatever the case may be, perhaps more likely an uncontrolled environment. Did you in fact strike someone, or did that bullet that we can prove came from your firearm that you possessed? There we go. So there's possession in the elements. One, you had to have possessed the gun. Do we have evidence to show that you possessed the gun? Do we have evidence to show that the bullet that entered the person, right, that was pulled from that person, was a metallurgical match to the barrel of the gun you possessed? There is a difference. There is a difference between possession and use, right? And can we prove that you did in fact use that firearm, right? We even have in certain areas of criminal law constructive possession, where upon view of this person, we didn't see it in your hand, but it's near where you are and an area where you exercise possession or could exercise possession, ergo constructive possession. So if we can delineate the difference between possession and use and then extend that to other matters, why can't we extend it to this? What are your thoughts?